dancing, I'm connected to something that's really, really deep.
It's your time to shine. Lift your head up high, feel your mind.
All the other noise, like you don't belong, or you shouldn't be doing it, or this is a dumb idea, never took over. It just ended up keeping me on track.
I am the owner of a dance studio here in Calgary called Pulse Studios. And about 4 years ago, I started the Gateway Project. It's a not-for-profit initiative to offer a pre-professional training program to dancers that may not have had access to formal training and mix them up with trained hip-hop dancers, create some shows, do some after-school programs, build community. These students that you're going to see today are graduating the program in June, so they've been training for 2 years. They've had access to training with myself and with other dancers from across Canada. A dancer from Calgary that has now moved to Toronto named Lady C. This piece is called Where's the Catch? And it's choreographed by Lady C. If the Gateway is something that you might be interested in, if you think that you may want to dive deeper into hip-hop dance and street dance culture and learn how to do what these guys are doing, then please apply for the program. There are scholarships available, so love to include you guys. If you want to see them dance some more, come to our show.
Growing up, we had a lot of financial troubles, especially after my mother passed away. My dad was working really hard to keep us afloat. Dance gave me something to do, especially when things were tough at home. The community that hip-hop brings together is what got me through it. I got contacted by Tara, and that was like I actually have a chance at this. I was trying to keep it cool, but like in my head, I was like, oh my God, don't screw this up. Five, 6, 7, 8, don't let it go to your head.
The whole idea of the show is for them to learn to tell their stories, and we're doing it through the lens of hip-hop and street dance.
Dance is movement. Dance is bodily, but I was struggling with those two very things for 2 years. So this entire process has just been about giving myself more grace and learning to love my body.
Don't hold the arm. Ah! That's just you're gonna hurt your shoulder, gentlemen. Yes. Nope.
No. Yeah.
Don't. That's what you're gonna wrench your shoulder really bad.
Yeah.
Do this and
just like
hook.
like this.
Push down.
A part of me when we tilt this way, I always feel like I'm gonna fall off. So I try to hold.
That's gonna make you fall off. Now as your leg opens, you're going to turn. Beautiful. That's it. And look at your elbow. You just stayed really.
Yeah.
Just walk me through. You say your spoken word first. Even though you're reading it, try to really perform it so that you can start practicing that.
I think I'm over it until I cry at being touched by others in the ways reminiscent of how you forcefully touched me.
When you feel ready in your off book and you feel like ready to take notes on it, let me know. I feel like it's in 3 sections kind of. Feel what the arc of that is vocally and tempo-wise, because like it's all there and it's really beautiful. It's not just putting a bunch of steps together. You have a story that's so close to you and that's so vulnerable. And then you find a way to bring it out of yourself to share it. Then things maybe that you need to let go, you can let go more easily, or things that you may need to heal can begin that process, or things that you're angry about can come out of you.
At first, that was just like, oh, I'm sad. Boom, that's my story. Into like this whole journey that I had to go through to understand myself. Like I can't be something for anybody else but myself.
You guys have a half-hour break now. Go over all those pieces and clean everything. So please, please, please eat something, drink something, rest. Be organized. I was the least likely person to become a dancer. I had gone through a lot of traumatic things. I was like in a really abusive, terrible relationship, getting pregnant and having babies and really, really poor, really struggling. I was back in university and I saw that there was a dance course that was offered. And I just had this complete epiphany, like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. In the moment, I didn't care what I looked like. I didn't care what I was getting out of it. I was just doing it because I loved it. At that time in contemporary dance, it was very white. It was very certain body type. I didn't have the body. I didn't have the line. I didn't have the feet. Didn't have the training. People were trying to do me a favor by not encouraging me because they were concerned that I was like following something that I wasn't really ever gonna succeed at. You know, I never took it personally. I just took it in and then kept it moving past because at the end of the day, I just could not dance. That's what motivated me to go to the Bates Dance Festival, to keep training so that I could try to have a career in contemporary dance. While I was there, I was like, let me just take a hip-hop class. My instructor was Rennie Harris. I didn't know who he was, but he was one of Philadelphia's pioneers of hip-hop and street dance. And Rennie's concert opened the festival. I thought hip-hop came from Los Angeles. I had no idea what it really was. This was about music and about the message of the music. And the messages were really profound. And then Rennie had his own event, Legends of Hip Hop, so I went to that. I met the Boogaloos and I met Don Campbell. Training and dancing with and hanging out with these pioneers, learning about their pain and their struggle and all they went through and continue to go through. Being in Philly for all those summers, I was aware that it was not my body shape, my line, my feet, none of that was holding me back from learning these dances. It was just practice, 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 and being around these guys because this comes from people. This comes from culture. It doesn't come from somebody else telling you what you have to do, what you have to look like. I was just like, oh my God, I can just be me. The idea gets lost there a little bit of what you're trying to say there. When you come back to solo, we need to see the transition in your mind of what happened there. And are you cool with being by yourself? Like, how are you different? And that transition needs to happen in front of us. You have to live it in real time every time you do it. That's why I think you need to decide on a pathway so that you can let go of like, where am I going? If you lay out what the pathway is, then you can be free to like actually live the story. You have to help us to experience that. Okay?
I don't know how you have so much energy right now. I'm like collapsing internally. Like my organs are failing.
Oh yeah, that's on my neck.
During COVID times, when isolation really caved in, I was really closed up. When we all got back together, that's when I realized that we were all kind of dealing with things that were happening in our lives and found our own way to see that dancing is something we can use to cope.
People say that Black people in Canada are not faced with racism. Things are a lot more subtle here. The kids on my hockey team were like calling me Tyrell and Jamal and things like that. I was like, why are they doing that? It doesn't make any sense to me. But that was just the most basic Black thing they could call me. Nobody really talks about the effects that that has on a Black person, how much changing of themselves that they have to do to navigate their environment. Majority of my life, I was just like a people pleaser. I wasn't comfortable with myself. My dad, he was a reggae musician. My mom was a singer. Pretty much every single night after dinner, my mom and my sister would be singing. My dad would be playing guitar and I would be dancing until we got too tired and I went to bed. Most of my influence came from Instagram and YouTube. That was my start, just seeing things I liked and just trying them out.
Alpha and Omega in my DNA. They pray to God that we stay blind and we don't see the way. Yahweh's here to break the chains. No master.
I was always surrounded by like good noise. My entire family in the Philippines loved music. I viewed the world a bit differently than some people who grew up here in Canada. To me, genuinely, a house was a luxury. Even though times are progressive now, people who are uneducated can affect you in certain ways. You know, based off of my gender or my family's skin color or their ability to speak another language. You can't control everything. I read about the Gateway on Eastside Dance Festival's website, and I was like, this could be the first time where I can actually go to a studio regularly and not have to worry about the financial aspect of it. I remember that day I was walking in downtown, so I was like, is this real? Did I really just get this? That entire day I just felt like I was kind of in a dream.
Often I separate myself from emotions and it becomes hard for me to connect or trust myself. Being in my head a lot, wondering if I'm normal, and that constant comparing of myself to others. Those insecurities, you're not good enough. When I was a little boy, breaking was so cool to me because no one's doing this at my school. Everybody's playing sports like hockey and soccer. It was just unique to me.
Serve me like soft ice cream. Treat me like a royal queen. Love when you're on the scene in my dead dream.
Some days, I feel like a walking zombie, unable to feel. During these days, it feels like I should live my life differently. Maybe if I had a different passion, was more social, look different. Some way, somehow, my life would just be better. And at the end of the day, I come to one conclusion. I hate myself.
Going into adulthood, to have the opportunity is rare. Come up with something that you want to talk about, and let's create around that. I You're gonna learn all the components so that if you want to pursue choreography, theater, dance, a career in the industry, you have a gateway, you have a choice.
I think you also like make use of your breath.
Yeah,
you know?
definitely after.
Yeah, and even like before you go on stage. 5, 6, 7, 8. Go 1, 2, 3. Even here, like use your head.
Lady C, basically like a Calgary phenomenon. Like everybody knows who Lady C is. She's done so much with the community.
I'm from a small town called Okotoks, which is south of Calgary. Where I grew up, I didn't have a circle of friends that were like really my family. One more time. 5, 6, 7, 8. Boom, 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 pull. I've traveled now to many places in the world. I've been invited into so many different scenes. Hip-hop culture is a vehicle for human connection. It is for everyone. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, and 1. And we all end up in the same space together, and we can share stories. And boom, 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 shoom, bang. Stop. My sister was going to university, and Tara Wilson was a guest instructor teaching like popping and locking. She came home and said Tara's doing this summer camp called Get Down, and these guys are going to be there. They're called the Electric Boogaloo's. They taught Michael Jackson, and I just went as a young dancer with like not a lot of confidence, just needed to have sort of a door open for me.
We're doing a week-long dance camp focusing on hip-hop and all the elements of hip-hop dance, popping, locking, breaking, history.
I was one of like a handful of people that had this knowledge in Calgary. I was trying to remember and teach stuff. Like, this is what hip-hop and street dance is. It's not called breakdancing. It's called b-boying and b-girling. It's called breaking. It's popping and locking are not pop locking. They're not the same thing. Hip-hop is not just everything. And I just got to feeling like it was so preachy and it was exhausting. So then I just thought, like, why don't these guys come and let them teach my community? Like, Wiggles was there. Pete was there. Sam was there. They are the people that actually created and innovated these dance forms. At the end of the camp, I had each of these guys talk about their dance. Seeing them teach in all of their different ways helped me as a dancer, helped me as a teacher, helped me as a creator.
Ready, 5, and go. Boom. Remember, change your arm, and this is not this. Remember, you gotta go low on that. Use your bodies, yeah, use your whole bodies there. Remember, this is up, and then right away, click, zoom, zoom. So let's try to lift Ryan in this kind of new formation. Boom, up, drop, go, John. There. Try again from the top.
Own it, condone it. Can I have this dance? Can I have this romance? Let me calm the beast in you. Settle the fire in your veins. Pull your focus, concentrate your mind. Just for a moment of your time. Baby, hold me slowly. Take it down, baby. Hold me slowly, slowly.
It was really good.
Let it breathe and hold me slowly, slowly, slowly. Take it down, baby.
This morning, at like 6 in the morning, I literally went through my Instagram and personally messaged every person that I could for 2 hours. Your show's amazing, so I want people to come see it, so tell them. Yeah? Okay. Being like a B-girl from Calgary, you know, yeehaw, Calgary Stampede, I felt like an imposter some of the times because I don't understand what it is to be burdened with a history of slavery and injustice and to be discriminated against in a societal kind of way. An important part of my vision of having a dance studio was
to stay connected to the authentic roots of the culture. It's a complex culture full of really complex people that come to it from really different backgrounds. But like the roots of it are these really beautiful ideals of peace, love, respect, unity, knowledge, having fun, and challenging the status quo. In my own career as a teacher and as a dancer, I had done a lot of projects with an organization called Blueprint for Life. The leader of that group, Stephen Leaflor, was a really great mentor of mine. He had been a social worker for 25 years, but also was an original B-boy from Canada. He was going into Indigenous communities and sharing the living history of hip-hop. And I had started to work with youth corrections facilities across Western Canada, experiencing how powerful hip-hop dance and culture is to kids that need it, and then kind of debriefing with yourself afterwards. And you're just like, how can I help my community? How can I be a part of the greater picture?
Gateway has for sure changed how I feel about myself. I just feel more confident. That has to do with the dance and my friends and like the teachers, learning from each other, respecting different struggles, sharing your like version of the dance.
The Gateway provides you opportunities to teach what to teach and if teaching really is for you. We have a set of hours we need to complete. Part of that is helping with after-school programs. The teacher can really impact a person's life. I wouldn't have gotten to all of this if I wasn't inspired to dance by my teachers.
So this is the outlock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A lot of hip-hop moves, they're sometimes called different things in different places. So this is how I was taught them, but it's important to know what these names mean or try to remember them just because of the fact that everything started from somewhere.
My brother Ryan started at Pulse. He would come home and teach me how to do like a corkscrew. There's the saying, each one teach one, which is how I would say the culture is passed around. And that's how I learned. Someone taught my brother taught me. Now I'm teaching other people.
My story is I've gone out of a dark place. I'm back with you guys, my friends. So it's like you're giving me that support again. So like, close the cipher around me. I don't want the audience to really see me. It's gonna fade to black and then to go to a celebration. Okay.
The girls, my friends, they represent the women in my life that have kept me up through it, who possibly could have gone through the same thing. Although a man did such a thing to me, there were men in my life who still treated me with so much love, who supported me through the experience.
Mining your own soul and your own emotional state and your own story is really challenging, but is really satisfying and empowering. It's a gateway to understanding yourself as an artist. You guys all look so good. I just love how you're dancing for each other. It's really obvious your energy together. How do you guys feel? Friday night is like almost sold out, and the 2 Saturday shows are about halfway. So
Gonna have great audiences. You guys okay? Let's have a group hug. I feel like that was, first act is a bit heavy.
Thank you, Tara.
Yeah, I love you so much. I'm just so proud of you guys, and the show is going to be amazing.
I always felt that I was a city kid trapped in a small town, not treated the same because of the way I thought. My parents, for sure, when they first heard hip-hop music, they were, oh, what is this? This is not real music. They're not even playing instruments. Hip-hop to me is not just dance. It's how you dress, it's how you talk, it's what music you listen to. Hip-hop always grounded me to like stay in the pocket and be with the music. This group of 12 people, I love every single one of them. They're my family.
Being in a community where you have this level of mutuality and respect.
The connections and growth that we've all made together through ups and downs and trying to figure out who we are as people, I'll never forget.
By getting to know each other and getting to really understand each other, that's how we develop this authentic, deep sense of empathy and compassion and community. It's a gateway to another world that you did not know existed. I hope that through going through this program and discovering all these different gateways, they understand that it's not just people doing things to you or life doing something to you. Someone gave you an opportunity that taught you that all of life is a gateway, and it's just a matter for you to step through the door.
Figure it out, you gotta leave.